Okay, we're live again.
So as I was saying,
I want Jesus inside my butthole.
We're live.
So anyway, you guys missed the very epic discussion about having sex with Jesus that we had while we weren't live.
He is a good-looking dude. Don't you ever speak ill of Jesus.
We might want to give out the stream to everyone. Yeah.
Oh.
What the hell? It's
Yeah.
still doing this bullshit.
So do we have to reload the stream? Reload the page or something?
Yeah, it's
You had to create a new stream.
Yeah. There we go. Okay,
Yeah.
got that picking up. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, I'm in the new stream. And we've got Facty and Craven Mordick here.
What the hell? Why is it doing this?
So we're kind of waiting for everyone else to move their asses over here.
Okay, that's fact, right? Okay.
Well, Chrismer plays with
What?
his computer.
Okay.
Anyway, for those that didn't hear earlier, Mallory's under the weather, I'm under the weather, and so we decided to postpone the debate until next week. So instead, we're just going to talk about stupid conspiracy theories, because there are a lot of them out there.
Ain't that the truth?
So,
Yeah.
as always, I'm your host, Quiddy's the Sprinkler, and with me is the best producer in the world that never ever screws anything up ever, Chrismer.
Yeah, about that. For some reason, my Streamlabs did not pick up that I had more than one monitor, and I had to shut down Streamlabs just to get it to refresh my equipment list, basically.
Damn it, Streamlabs.
Yeah, Streamlabs is a bitch sometimes.
Yeah, Mike M. Nathan's on Modern Day Debate. That's why I'm not watching Modern Day Debate right now, because fuck Nathan. Anyway, we also have the amazing Vishanti. How are you doing tonight?
Fishy.
Fish.
Just, I'm here.
Amen to that. And of course, the newest member-ish of the NASA Illuminati, Punchy.
Yay, I'm a member-ish. That means I can be slightly satanic and slightly lying. Only slightly. Once I get my full membership, then I can be fully deceitful. And then you'll all pay. Ha 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 ha.
You can only partly shill right now.
Yeah, so what I'll say right now is the Earth is half flat.
It's kind of, sort of ish round.
Flat to an extent, but not fully. Not yet.
Not yet.
It's kind of like those big ass beers from Australia.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
It's pretty big.
And we've got a nice assortment of videos tonight. So if we don't finish them all, fuck it.
Yeah. So because I was under the weather, Chrismer did pretty much all the work for getting the videos for tonight. So he knows what we're doing, so I'm just going to hand it over to Chrismer and let him do his thing.
Okay, first off, this has nothing to do with conspiracy theories. I just thought it was fucking hilarious.
God damn it. Every time I look at my computer, I see Alex Jones. What the fuck?
It's an Alex Jones song, so it's not, I love these Alex Jones songs. They're just fucking hilarious. Anyway, let's give it a listen.
I'm sick of all these witches and warlocks and full of shit. Thumbs and sick of it.
You keep interrupting me.
All of it's lies. Because you're lying. Why? Oh, there's energy and now we're done with Trump. You said he was the Messiah. You said he was invincible. I will not suffer your Q people after this. I knew what you were day one. I know what you are now. Witches and warlocks and bullshit. Pumpkin thumbs and sick of it.
You keep interrupting me.
All of it's lies.
Oh, man.
That's why every goddamn thing in your people's mouths could come true. You said it was all over. You told us stuff. Witches and warlocks, you're full of shit. Pumpkin and possums, I'm sick of it.
You keep interrupting me.
All of it's lies. Because you're lying. That's why witches and warlocks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bathrooms and sick.
You keep interrupting me.
All of it's lies. Because you're lying. That's why every god thing.
So I think my favorite conspiracy theory is that Q is turning the friggin' frogs gay.
Oh, yeah, that was.
Oh,
that's a good
everything
one.
turns the frogs gay. Has anyone just considered that maybe the frogs were gay to begin with and nothing had
How
anything to
did
do
you
with it?
guys not know that frogs can turn gay at the drop of a hat? Like Jurassic Park told us they can flip their sex around
Yeah.
just to have babies.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not gay. That's being trans. It's a whole different thing.
So all
I
frogs are
learned
trans
that
now?
from the letters in LGBTQ+.
So frogs are trans?
Yes.
My whole life is a lie.
My whole life is true.
Anyway, next up we have. Actually, let me see. There we go. Our favorite conspiracy theory: birds aren't real. Well, I mean, it's not a conspiracy. We know birds aren't real. I mean, birds they're drones. Everyone knows this.
Yes. You would not believe how big our drone bird room here is at
Oh
the
God.
NASA Bunker 33. Like, we have this gigantic hangar just for the drone birds that
Just
we
for the
send
big
out
birds.
daily.
Yeah.
There's a pandemic happening! Birds are a myth! They're an illusion! They're a lie! Wake up, America! Wake up! God! Birds are real! Birds are real! Pigeons, not real. Eagles! Birds are not real. They're a myth. They're an illusion. Thank you for your time. It's meant to brainwash us. Wake up, America.
See, and
Have you
hold on.
seen a
Can you pause
bird in
for a
real life?
second? One thing that, again, this is why I love conspiracy theories, because a lot of them you honestly will never know for sure. Like we can follow the evidence, we can come to our conclusions based off of the evidence, and in all fairness, the evidence usually is fairly sufficient to the point where we can, deduct what actually happened as long as you have the proper education and understanding. Now, with certain things, this is why, for instance, flat Earth is one of my favorite ones. You can figure it out for yourself. You don't need someone to tell you what's going on. And just like the whole birds aren't real thing, if you don't believe it, get a fucking BB gun, go shoot a fucking bird, and fucking cut its head off and find out for yourself. I know it sounds really shitty that I said that, but in all fairness, you can do that. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can.
Their blood is oil. It's a special type of biodegradable oil. Their organs are also.
It's red oil.
Yes,
special red
and
oil.
That
their
tastes a
organs
lot
are
like blood.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
tastes
and
like
they're-
blood, but it isn't. I mean,
yeah.
If you don't believe me, go cut a bird's head off and drink its blood.
yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not condoning just going killing a bird for no reason. All I'm saying is technically, if you really wanted to, this is one of those conspiracy theories that you could actually go test and prove for yourself. Whereas a lot of them you can't. You can only follow the evidence. Whereas this is one of those few ones where you literally can go and check it for yourself. If you really want to, I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying you could.
I mean, have you ever eaten chicken? It's actually dinosaur meat
Yeah.
because chickens
Yep.
are birds and birds aren't real.
Yeah. Birds are
So-
dinosaurs,
Yeah,
and
and I mean,
dinosaurs are definitely not
nobody's
real.
So
ever
chicken
eaten-
nuggies are actually
Hey,
dinosaur nuggies.
in all fairness, chicken nuggies probably
I
aren't real
actually
meat.
have dinosaur-shaped chicky nuggies, so that's Inception. Yay!
See, they're hiding the truth in plain sight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, that's
I mean, sorry, we're hiding the truth in plain sight.
Hold
Because
on.
we are the they.
NA just said, I guess hunting birds isn't a thing. I'm not saying you can't go bird hunting. I'm just saying do it for proper reasons. Don't go kill a bird just to see what it's made out of, is all, if you don't have to. That's all I'm
Very,
saying.
very
True.
quiet. We're hunting boys.
Jinju has a good point. Bloodbird is just fire-resistant hydraulic fluid.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
Nathan is such a Nathan. Yes.
He really is.
Yes, he is.
Nathan is a Nathan. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue this
All right.
video.
No, you've seen an Obama drone. I'm gonna try to start the movement, man.
Obama drone. I love. It's Obama drone.
It's kind of like an Obama phone, but it flies.
Yeah.
Ah, neat.
There's a pandemic happening. I don't think birds are
Wait,
real.
did it pandemic?
That's anything.
Yeah, it's a
he said
birdemic.
Pandemic.
That's a terrible movie.
I love his shirt though. Just sports.
Sports. You know what? He gets to ride up in the front seat because he's a good guy in sports.
Thanks a lot, Hillary Clinton. Ostriches, more like ostrich sizing, because birds aren't real, idiots. I will not move from this position until society has accepted the birds are not real. I'll starve. I'll die of thirst. No, don't thank me. I'm just doing my job.
Yeah.
So seeing that shirt reminds me of, I'm sure everyone here has seen the movie Animal House. The most iconic shirt in that movie is John Belushi's shirt that just says college across the chest.
Yeah.
Well, that was his actual shirt. When he was in college, there was a store that made shirts close to campus, and he went in one day and he was like, "Hey, I want a shirt that says college across the chest." And the guy was like, "Oh, you mean," and I forget what college he went to, but, "Oh, you mean you want, the name of the college?" He was like, no, I just want college on the chest." And so when they were doing the script read through, he wore that shirt and they're like, "Holy shit, that's awesome. You're totally wearing that in the movie." And now it's one of the most iconic shirts ever.
I love it when shit posting becomes like canon.
Yeah.
That's the ancient primitive version of shit posting, is putting shit on a shirt.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm going to say fuck it to this 10-minute long video because it's 10 minutes long. And let's go ahead and go to a shorter one. This one I'm not too sure about because it is Vlogbrothers.
Yeah, it's John Green, and he's kind of weird about people using his stuff.
Well, let's say one thing while you guys are going through that. Darren Ranston in the side chat asked if we're talking about the fakeness of birds. Yes, we are.
Yes, we were talking about the fakeness of birds, Darren. Dave Bob. Yeah, Darren Ranston is in the Derp Squirrels, my game group. Yeah, we call him Dave Bob because his name is Dave, but on the chat his name is Psycho Bob, so yeah. Dave Bob.
That's a conspiracy. His actual name is George.
I knew
George.
it.
Okay. Hey, George. That is your name now. Anyway.
Another conspiracy is the Streamlabs bot sucks.
That's not a conspiracy. That's just fact.
Fact.
Yeah, true.
Doc Soars. I'm not doxing you. I didn't say that you lived it. Never mind. Moving on. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, you know what, Darren Ranston, or should I say George Q. Tinkle Dink, who lives in North Alabama and Texas,
Stan,
Shireford. Yeah.
Alabama Stan.
Yes.
I'll keep Alabama Stan.
Clover Mom George, I would love him and squeeze him and love him and feed him and name him George.
Anyway, let's go on to this one. Adolf Hitler is still alive. Is he?
I mean, at this point, if he were still alive, he'd be like 1,000
years old.
130-ish.
Well, hold on. Before this starts, I'm just gonna check this quickly because this is just before you even watch. Stupid. Let's see, Wikipedia. .org English. Yes, of course, English.
Because wasn't he born in the late 1800s?
I'm gonna check right now. So he was born in 1889.
Damn.
So he would be basically 131 years old right now. Even if he didn't die when they claimed he died, he would still be dead because no one lives to be 131 years fucking old. Not even Hitler.
Yeah,
But maybe it's a conspiracy and the Nazis invented some sort of life support thing to keep him alive.
That's a good point.
or they freezed his body
Oh yeah, it's just like Walt Disney.
cryogenically.
Yeah, they've got him and Walt Disney side by side.
Yeah,
Well, they're both racist as
they're
fuck,
sharing.
so it makes sense, I guess. They're both like, hey, we don't want to be racist in the future. Keep us frozen. They're like, well,
They're both
want to.
anti-Semites.
but you both have money, so I guess we'll do it.
Yeah.
But no, they aren't side by side. They're sharing the same chamber.
Oh, they're both
Seriously, come
naked.
on.
Ooh, that's hot.
They're playing tummy sticks.
Could you? Okay, when I hear that, all I think of is when Austin Powers is frozen in that tube of ice. I just think of them being frozen in a very sexual, disturbing way now.
Anyway, let's actually watch the
Anywho.
video.
Hey alligators, what's up? It's Sally Hardesty, and today's video is going to be a conspiracy theory.
Why
I
does
don't
she
do
call me
these
an
as often
alligator?
as I would like to, so I'm really going to try to film some more for you guys, but the main reason for that is probably because I don't like doing the mainstream ones. I could easily do one about Area 51 and 9/11, but I feel like so many other YouTubers have already talked about those, so if you type them in YouTube, like 10 other people will come up talking about it, and I don't want to just like rip off their video because it's going to be basically the same information. Not that I would intentionally do that, but that would
Jesus
just
Christ,
be
she
the
said a
outcome.
lot
It
of
would be, like,
words,
the
but
same
she said
sort of
absolutely
thing. So
nothing
I try my
so
best
far.
to research and do
Yeah.
conspiracies that I find really fun and I believe in, but also not many other people have touched on, and I haven't seen anybody really talk.
Wait, did she say that she actually does believe this?
All I heard was touched on.
I'm more concerned about the fact that she hasn't blinked yet,
Yeah, that.
and her eyes are starting to really creep me out.
Has she
Yeah.
even breathed?
I don't think so.
About this one.
I
I
need
feel
an
like the new
adult.
information
There we go. Bedroom eyes.
Oh,
My Paul
Ooh,
came
my.
spot on right
she
now.
blinked. Finally,
No.
42 seconds.
42 seconds and she finally blinked.
You know, it's funny because I know someone who looks exactly like her, and she actually talks at the same rate that she does.
Darren, no, we're not talking about the secret Nazi moon base. It's not on the moon. It's on Mars. Remember, that's why all the probes are there.
Oh, Glober Mom nailed it. She must go to the Austin Whitsitt School of Commentary.
There you go. Just talk,
She-
talk, and
She
never shut the
talks a
fuck
mile
up.
a minute and doesn't shut the fuck up, but she doesn't actually say anything.
Yeah, it's just words.
Yeah, let's listen to her say nothing then.
All right.
information came out not too long ago on this whole topic. I don't know if it's taboo because it is Adolf Hitler to talk about this, but I'm going to anyways because I am like fully convinced. Conspiracy theorists believe that Adolf Hitler escaped World War II and lived out in Argentina secretly. He did not commit suicide in 1945 as history states. If you guys are not familiar with Adolf Hitler, you should probably just click out of this video because he's really, really well known for being a mass murderer and the leader of the Nazis and all that stuff. He committed suicide with his wife Eva in 1945 in the bunker, and he put a bullet through his head. They
Not
No,
in this bunker.
he killed himself here? Gosh.
No,
darn it.
not in this bunker. It was another NASA bunker that he killed himself in.
Ah.
It was not NASA
NASA
bunker.
didn't exist.
It was NASA Bunker 32.
Yeah, that was 32.
Yes.
We
You
planned
guys-
that out. We
Yes, you
completely.
succeeded them with your
Yeah.
new bunker. The better bunker. The more German bunker.
The more German bunker.
carried out
My
the
German accent's
bodies
terrible,
that
so
same day. The
forgive me,
Germans
please.
did, right? His people burned them. And then the next day, he was announced dead on the German radio, which was May 1st, 1945. But the Battle of Berlin was going down, so nobody could really check on it and confirm that he was in fact dead. So then the day afterwards, May 2nd, 1945, they dug up where Hitler was buried and found a body double. It was somebody else who looked like Hitler, but clearly was not Hitler. Somebody.
I don't know where she's getting any of her information, but
The
I
History
would just
Channel.
I would just like to note for fun that she says no one could check on the fact that he had shot himself, but yet a sentence earlier she said it was announced on the radio. How did anyone know?
Well, I think what he's trying to get at with this is that it was announced on the radio, but they just made it up because, you know, all of media is just They'll either fake something, make it up, or they'll take something, sensationalize it, and run with it, if I had to guess.
Okay. Well, just pointing that out, but also, if she doesn't mention the Soviets at any point, then I'm gonna be real big mad.
Well, and all I said is, like I said at the beginning of this, is, whether he did kill himself or not, or whether someone killed him or not in 1945, to this day and age is irrelevant, because whether he died at the time or not, he would still be fucking dead by now. He is not still alive. He would be 131, almost 132, for fuck's sake. God
He
damn.
would be 132. Because
When
isn't
was
his birthday 420?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
April. Yes, yeah, he
Yeah.
would be 132.
Yeah.
Fuck, for fuck's sakes, you stupid, crazy lady with who's cute, but goddamn, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're just wrong.
I can
You're
always
dead.
remember Hitler's birthday because,
weed.
420,
420.
and it's
Weed,
also
yeah.
the date that the Columbine shooting happened.
Okay, so there's that, the Columbine shooting, and then also here it's all, well,
Weed.
before weed was legalized, 420 was a big thing. Well, wherever it's not legal, so yes, it's a very well-known date.
But to
for
get
many
back
things.
on track,
Yes.
her script, basically, I'm pretty sure she just watched a couple of shows on the History Channel, because
Yeah.
this is exactly what they've said on the History Channel.
Yeah, he
was,
went to
you
know,
Argentina.
no
or he was in a
one
secret
could
base in
verify.
Antarctica.
Yeah, no one could verify that it was actually Hitler in that ditch. And then he went to Argentina, and we have people that worked at a hotel in Argentina that said that they saw Hitler in their hotel, and shit like that.
Yes.
I've seen those History Channel specials before, and I was like, yeah, this is fucking
But
stupid.
tell me something though. This is another conspiracy theory. Why are all the hot ones crazy?
Because if you ever seen How I Met Your Mother, Barney Stinson made a graph. It's called the crazy to hot scale, and it's even called the Vicky Mendoza diagonal. And you can be X amount of crazy as long as you're X amount of hot.
Yeah.
It's been studied. It's been studied and figured out by scientists, real scientists.
Real scientists.
That's got me through life, guys.
All right, let's go on with the crazy hot.
With a mustache, all that stuff. And so people were like, where is Hitler? We're not saying that this was there in place of Hitler, but where is Hitler? Because this clearly is not him. Did he actually die? Did he get away? I don't understand. Joseph Stalin and Dwight Eisenhower claimed that they didn't believe he was dead, that they think that he did escape to Argentina. So that is very coincidental and ironic because, one, nobody was able to witness this. Nobody actually saw their dead bodies up close. They saw a couple of bodies being carried out of the bunker that could have belonged to anyone, including this dummy replacement that they dug up from the ground. Also, the fact that
no one saw their bodies up close, but they saw them being carried out of the bunker. By what then?
By the drone birds.
Drone birds.
Apparently.
Drone birds.
With
With a Hasselblad camera.
Yes. I like what Darren Ross said. He's like, yeah, but the History Channel also thinks that aliens built the Mayan pyramids instead of the truth, that it was advanced super Mayans from the alternate Earth 782.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was alternate 333.
No. It was actually 781. You're both wrong, but you were close.
All right, keep going.
Yeah.
that the Germans were the ones who pronounced him dead. It was not the Allies, who have no reason to lie because they want him to die. But the Germans, they could easily just tell their people that, and that's what they're going to believe. And three, the fact that nobody was able to uncover his remains. If that body did not belong to Hitler, then where is...
What's that?
I don't think she knows anything about the Russians. Like Vish said, she's going to be pissed off if she doesn't mention the Russians. And she literally has not even mentioned that Russians were in Berlin at the time.
What did she think the Battle of Berlin was between?
Germany
and Germany.
Period. Just German.
That's like asking, what's the difference between a duck?
Yes.
No, what's the difference between a duck?
Yes, that's the difference. Yes.
Hitler.
Alright.
Nobody really knew. The FBI didn't buy it either. They went searching for him across the world for years. It wasn't until 23 years later when the Soviet Union came out and said that they had his remains this whole time, but they just now wanted to release that information. Really coincidental and ironic considering this whole time it's been said that nobody knew where his body was, nobody could prove or had hard evidence to show that he did in fact commit suicide. But all of a sudden, 23 years later, after people have been suspecting that he did get away, they want to come out with this new evidence, right? So what they had were a jawbone that supposedly, allegedly belonged to Adolf Hitler, and a skull, a fragment of a skull that had a bullet hole through it, just as described in his suicide where he shot a bullet through his head. So people were like, okay, this makes sense now, he really did commit suicide. Everyone no longer thought it was a conspiracy theory that he escaped. It wasn't until 2009 when an American did a DNA.
Take a fucking breath, bitch.
Does she know what a breath is?
Jeez.
Does she know what
All
breathing
right,
is?
so one problem that I have with this conspiracy theory is, after the state of Israel was formed, they spent a lot of time and resources searching for Nazis to bring them to justice.
Yeah.
But they never searched for Hitler.
Because I knew
I
he was
wonder why.
dead.
I mean, there are still a few Nazis alive that they've been trying to bring to justice.
A few.
But they're in such bad health at this point that they can't even travel to be put on trial.
I say fuck them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking make them go. Look at the shit they did. They fucking deserve it.
Yeah.
If they die en route, fuck them. Just dump them out.
Kick their ass out of the plane. I don't give a fuck.
Just take them up on a helicopter ride.
Yeah.
One day won't be returning from. At least
Flush them down the toilet. See if I care.
At least not while the helicopter lands, that is.
Flush them down the toilet in Cameron Village in Raleigh and let the sewer monster eat them.
Oh god, you're sewer
Yeah, we should probably watch that video at some point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does it look like the sewer monster from the X-Files?
No, it's an actual. There are 3 of them in the video. It's an actual sewer monster. It's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing. It's disgusting.
I'll drop the video in the green room if Chrismer wants to play it at some point.
Yeah,
if not, you can at least watch it.
Go ahead, drop it. I'll watch that next, I guess.
There you go. And yes, it does look like a really creepy nipple in that thumbnail.
DNA test on the skull, only to find that it belonged to a 40-year-old woman. So it was a fraud. It was a dummy. It did not belong to Hitler. That's just what they put out there so the media would shut up and people would think that he was dead and stop looking for him. So this raised a lot of questions. Everyone who at one point thought that he escaped and then thought that he died now thought that he escaped again, because this just made it even more obvious that they were trying to cover this up. So this brings us back to the investigative report in 1945 when Adolf Hitler died with his wife Eva. The guy who wrote it was a professor in the study of medieval history, which makes no sense. He is in no way qualified to be writing this in the first place. But when somebody dies and there isn't actual proof like a body, you have to rely on witnesses. And so in the report, there were people who came out and said that they saw this, they saw the body, this and that, but that doesn't make any sense because nobody actually saw this happen. They could have heard a gunshot, which totally obviously happened because somebody died, but I believe that it was the impersonator of Hitler and his wife Eva. It was 2 other people that were not actually them that were shot and murdered in that bunker that day. But nobody actually saw this physically happen with their own 2 eyes, and when the bodies were carried out, nobody was at close enough distance to really be able to tell if it was Hitler and his wife.
Except for the people carrying the body.
Yes. And because they didn't see it happen, that means it didn't happen. That's a flurf argument right there.
Well,
yeah, it is. Really.
And also, I love how she's saying, they weren't there, no one knows, but I know. Now, in all fairness, she didn't state it that way. She used, the whole thing of I don't know, but she's clearly implying that she does know just by the way that she's phrasing everything.
Yeah, that's how they all do it. They're like, I don't know, but I know.
But I know. I so no. What they're trying to say is I don't. Sorry. I how many phrase here? Forget the phrasing. I don't. Sorry. I don't know what happened, but I do know what didn't happen. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, there you go. That's
Yes.
better way of putting it.
It's like
other
well,
completely
you
different people.
know-
You want to say
Good.
something?
Also, the people who were interrogated by the Soviet investigators, mind you, not even the guy who wrote this report, later came out and retracted their statements as witnesses. So I think that they just lied and just said things because it doesn't make any sense. Nobody actually saw this happen. So his report of his death is completely invalid. It's misinformation. It's just not true. But they were able to cover this up somehow because, again, it's the Germans telling everybody this. So they're naturally going to believe their people, you know? Hitler's secretary, his name is Martin Bormann, knew everything about Hitler. He had his best interest. He was very, very close to Hitler, probably the closest person at the time. He had come up with this mastermind plan. Allegedly, World War II was just getting really, really bad, and he knew that he was going to have to eventually go into hiding. And the best case would be for everyone to think that he died so nobody would go out looking for him and trying to harm him. Like I mentioned already, conspiracy theorists believe that 2 dummy bodies were in fact murdered, while the real Adolf Hitler and his wife Eva were able to escape through the rat lines, which were underground tunnels where a lot of fugitive Nazis escaped through, because they were basically like underground cities. They had everything you needed for survival. And so it would have made a lot of sense if that's the way that they escaped, because nobody would have seen them besides the people who were on their side, like the other Nazis. And this isn't even like speculation. Like there's proof that these underground rat lines existed. People have visited them and a lot of other people have escaped through them. So in 1943, a top-ranking Nazi admiral said that he would build a impregnable fortress in another world for
Impregnable.
Impregnable.
Impregnable fortress.
Impregnatable.
Impregnable fortress. I just had to stop for that. Like
Annie is right. She has an OnlyFans, and
she probably does have an OnlyFans.
Yeah. I just sent a
she
picture to
tagged.
Punchy of her naked. Well, kind of naked. Yeah, she apparently has been naked on the internet.
Oh,
hey,
God.
I have. Hey, you know, how
I
about
would
this?
like to interrupt this beautiful discourse to tell you guys a story. Just a quick story.
Of the time you were naked on the internet?
It's about
Oh,
karma.
No.
Oh,
Alright.
I hate karma. Karma comes
Once
back to bite me
upon
all
a
the time.
Once upon a time, some white bitch in Nashville opened up a store that sold hats. And this week, she put out an Instagram post that showed herself wearing a yellow star like the Nazis used to give my ancestors in death camps. And on this star that she was selling, it said not vaccinated. And she looked so proud of herself when she hit post. She was so happy. And then the internet found out. And so today, people were protesting outside of her store. And Stetson, who is basically the biggest manufacturer of cowboy hats on the planet, was notified, and they investigated, and they said, quote, as a result of the offensive content and opinions shared by Hatworks in Nashville, Stetson and our distribution partners will cease the sale of all Stetson products. We thank you for your continued support and patience.
Damn.
To fuck around is human, to find out is divine.
Fuck around and find
Speaking
out.
of bitches from Tennessee.
Yeah, that's another.
Everyone
irony.
just shed a tear for the "I'm so proud to not be vaccinated" crowd that I'm gonna invoke the Holocaust.
Well, actually, so I haven't looked into it yet, but one thing I saw a quick quote, and again, I've looked into it, so correct me if I'm wrong here, but I was talking to just some of the guys that I work with, and there was a little interview with someone, and they were saying that I'm not sure if it's all of the vaccinations or one of them for yeah, that one. But apparently there was one of the ingredients, or I'm not sure how it was called, but whether it's called an ingredient or just a part of it. I don't want I don't know, but apparently it's a
Does the
toxin.
story have a point?
Yes, but they weren't sure if a part of the vaccination they didn't realize that it was had a toxin or it was toxic in some way, and they weren't sure of the long-term effects, and that's something that, from what I've heard, they've now been looking into.
Okay.
Wow, that
Clue
story
today.
was great. I felt like I was
What's
there. Anyway,
looking into it, and where's the source? I'm just.
That's why I
asking
said I
people.
haven't looked into it. I wasn't sure. I just heard about that. That's why I said don't take my word for it. That's just one thing I'm very.
We won't.
We
Well, you don't have to.
And won't.
So one thing I do want to bring to everyone's attention: her camouflage fucking sucks.
Yeah, I can see her body and everything, but not in the right way.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? She looks like a floating head.
Yeah.
With half arms sticking out of nowhere.
Yeah, little T-Rex arms and a head floating, and not the parts that I want to see, so I'm not that interested.
Or Hitler. Maybe that's what happened. People were talking about this long before he died, right? It makes sense because this is something that would have been very, very planned out, and there's more evidence that supports that. On June 2nd, 1945, 2 months after World War II was over, these boats went out to Argentina, and it was said that this was for scientific purposes, this was for math.
World War II was not over on June 2nd, 1945.
You expect her to bother with facts?
Yeah.
According to her, we dropped a couple of atomic bombs on Japan well after the war ended.
Yeah.
Because we're dicks like that.
Like, oh yeah, here in Japan, just screw you.
And I must say, that's a perfect pause face.
Yeah.
That's a raw cold
It really
face.
is.
Here, I'll even full screen it for y'all if you want to make memes or anything. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I personally believe that the Earth is flat. I'm just saying that there's a lot of evidence out there that makes you think.
All right, Mallory.
That's where that's going. That's her avatar now.
Yeah.
That's Mallory's
That's
avatar. Right
Aaron in training right there.
Mapping and weather and all this stuff, which is complete BS because later on declassified reports came out proving that it was a classified military operation. So conspiracy theorists believe that there was a base out in Argentina, a Nazi base, where a lot of the Nazi officials and leaders were taken to live out there in hiding and escape. And Argentina was a pretty safe place to do so. It was relatively close enough to get there. On top of, they were pretty tolerant of Nazis. They weren't going to
Pause. Argentina was close to Germany?
Well, she
what?
Ideologically, she doesn't mean geographically.
Well, please remember the continents shift, and this is back like 80 years ago. And 80 years ago, they were real close.
Like Pangea.
Because wasn't Pangea like 90 years ago or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, if you believe the fundamentalist Christians, it was around 6,000 years ago. Yeah.
No, that was the creation of the Earth. I'm just saying one that was still a supercontinent. That was 90 years ago because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Did she actually do any research for this video, or?
I think she's talking out her ass. I literally think she's
No. She did. She learned the word Hitler. She checked out who he was. Realized that she was she actually looked at Charlie Chaplin, and then she heard the word Germany and just thought, well, that has to be it.
She heard Germany and Argentina, and she thinks Argentina is in Europe. And
I'm gonna delete that other one.
I really think she actually just made this video after watching one of those History Channel shows.
I would not doubt that for a second.
Because this is basically the exact script they used.
Okay, it already deleted that one. Okay, good. Sorry, doing maintenance over here.
or anybody who came into their country like that, they were pretty much going to turn a blue.
I was gonna say one thing I found funny. So I did quickly Google just when did World War II end, just to check, and so she was date-wise, she was correct in terms of the day of the month. It was, according to Google at least, September 2nd, 1945. So she said June 2nd was 2 months before. So it was 3 months before, so she was a little bit wrong.
Yeah, well, VE Day was in May of 1945, but VP Day was in September.
Yeah, so but again, she's still off by 1 month. But I just found it funny because it always has related questions like people also ask. One of the questions was, when did World War II officially end? 1990?
Wow.
And we thought she was stupid. Good lord.
Wow.
Well,
Hang on, guys.
were those
If I
stories
may,
about the Japanese soldiers that were isolated in the jungle that, like, 20 years later had no idea that the war ended. Like, they had just been
if I may,
manning their
guys,
post for 20 fucking years.
if I may, there is technically 1990 as an ending date because it was the end of the Cold War between the US and the Soviets, which went from 1945. So that is actually a tangible thing there, Punchy. 1990 potentially is the end of World War II. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Well,
good point there.
I appreciate that. I'll look at the answer right now. So the answer is the 3rd of October, 1990. And then it reads, and I quote, so the first celebration of German reunification, although see comments elsewhere on this board as to whether that is the right word, on October 3rd, 1990, marks the official end to World War II. So I guess that is right.
When the Berlin Wall fell.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. We all just learned something.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Huh.
It's always good to learn something new. But let's unlearn here by listening to
my brains was going to die.
Let's learn alternate history.
Let's unlearn actual history.
I mean, if you
Blind
guys
Eye,
want
which
me
I
to
believe-
plug a channel right now, then Alternate History Hub is one of the greatest.
You mean Spirit Science?
Yeah.
No, Alternate History Hub.
Alternate Science
Literally,
Hub.
there's an entire series on like what if the bad guys won World War II. There's a series about like what if Antarctica wasn't a frozen wasteland. It's super cool.
Vishanti, how about put a link down in the chat for the live viewers?
I will.
Now, wait, hold on, Vish.
She's got the crazy eyes in this pause screen.
She does.
What pause screen does she not have the crazy eyes?
Also,
the one where she had the bad room eyes.
Oh, Darren Ranson.
But actually, quick question. Seriously, so Vish, when you were saying the alternate history, are you saying they're all think projects? Like it's not they don't actually think that they're just saying what if?
It's like animated what ifs.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Okay,
but yeah, Darren Ranston has a good point. She really needs a case of Nazi cola. There is actually I don't know what product who actually produces it, but it's an actual soda said not C cola. It's basically Crystal Pepsi. No, it's Crystal Pepsi basically. It tastes just like Crystal Pepsi did.
Wait, hold on.
Which tasted exactly like regular Pepsi.
No, it didn't. It had a lemon lime,
no, it didn't.
Add to it.
It did. Crystal Pepsi literally takes me.
Punchy
I don't know who
is
that
the
is.
authority on Pepsi.
I wouldn't know that.
It's
no
Pepsi with a
word.
splash of lemon lime. It's literally
It's
Pepsi with
no
lemon
one
lime.
knows that Punchy drives a Pepsi truck.
Yes, no one except for everyone. But no,
He doesn't work for Pepsi. He just drives the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just see the truck every day and just drive it around.
He
Like,
just
hey,
loves
look at
Pepsi
me.
that much.
Yeah.
That's just his shopping truck.
And I actually, when I was a kid, I loved Crystal Pepsi. That was my favorite, and it pissed me off whenever they discontinued it.
Well, see, the thing is,
ugly German truths just figured us out. Your attempts to avoid watching more of the video are getting transparent.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He knows us too well at this point.
But now I've got so used to sparkling water that I can't drink soda anymore. I tried drinking a Pepsi the other day, almost made me throw up.
So,
the
Nazi
Pepsi.
cola thing reminded me of that movie Tusk,
Oh my God.
where their radio show is called the Nazi Party. Because it's radio, you can't see them on the radio, so it's the Nazi Party.
Da-da-ba-da.
And then, he gets turned into a walrus
It's not on
by a
Amazon
crazy
anymore.
Canadian guy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's not on Amazon anymore. Damn it.
let's get off the crazy eyes here.
They did, and
Let's
it was
finish
just
this
very accessible and thought out the way this all worked and the way they were transported over there. In 1942, it was even documented, again a declassified document, that Martin Bormann was talking about funneling billions of dollars in gold that was stolen over somewhere where it would be safe. And later on, this makes a lot of sense because basically conspiracy theorists believe that a lot of these Nazi officials, Hitler included, survived because they took a lot of that money and put it into the Argentina and American stock market, so they were able to live out secretly without having to attend like a regular job or anything. They could just survive off of that money, which I think they did. This is where things get pretty crazy. June 8th of this year, 2017, in Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina, in a suburb right outside of there, they found a secret room hidden behind a bookcase where there was a wall and then there was a door. And behind the door, there was the largest collection of Nazi artifacts ever to be found in history. Why would those just randomly be there? Probably because Hitler was living there or other Nazi officials, and they smuggled them over to Argentina. And they
We
must have
know that some of the officials were living there, but
Yeah.
oh my god.
I doubt that was the largest collection of Nazi artifacts ever found in history, because there was Nazi Germany at one point in history.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were some Nazis that went to Argentina after the war, and some of them were caught and brought back to Israel and put on trial.
Sorry, go ahead.
But not all of them were. But that doesn't mean, oh my God, we found a swastika flag. That means Hitler was here.
Well, and also the whole swastika thing. I mean, I missed a part of that. Sorry, I was distracted by someone. But yeah, a swastika flag or any sort of Nazi remnant or Nazi, even something that's current, it doesn't mean Hitler was here. Because guess what? People still, for some reason, are neo-Nazis. They still like that whole neo or Nazi stuff and that whole Nazi mindset, and they still do it. It doesn't mean Hitler was around just because they happen to like it. Because guess what? People like what other people did and like. It's not right, but it happens.
Here, for the memers, this is for the memers. Just giving it to you right there.
Can we skip the rest of this video and move on?
Yeah, I think we're about done with this video.
Yeah. It's only 1 minute.
Have you guys seen the movie Operation Finale?
No, but I have seen the movie Finale Operation.
It's about the hunt for, who was it, Adolf Eichmann?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ben Kingsley plays Adolf Eichmann, and he was living in Argentina. And what's the Israeli
Mossad.
Mossad agents went to Argentina and stalked him and arrested him, kidnapped him, and smuggled him back to Israel to stand trial, like in the 70s.
Yeah, there's also that series on Prime. I think Al Pacino's in it. It's basically that same premise. So.
Yeah. So this was something that happened. A lot of Nazi officials escaped from Germany when the war ended, and some of them went to Argentina, some of them went other places. I mean, there was one they found living in a suburb of London.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that Hitler escaped and went to Argentina or wherever.
And also,
I don't think she understands that.
Yes, and also Glober Mom said she's enjoying a lime and a cucumber flavored Gatorade. What the shit?
Lime and cucumber flavored Gatorade.
Glober Mom, did you just buy a lime flavored Gatorade and put a cucumber in it?
Maybe.
That's what I'm
drinking
thinking.
butterscotch
Okay.
beer. I'm just drinking butterscotch beer.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Darren Ranston, Operation Paperclip. Yeah, there were a lot of German scientists that ended up coming to the U.S. after World War II and helping further our technology.
Oh, you mean the NASA stuff?
Yeah.
Well,
but anyway, so yeah, let's just
finish.
let's just move on from this.
Okay.
I'm
saving this because I want to keep her in mind. Now here is just should we do this one? That's 11 minutes long. 6 minutes, and this one is,
well, Minimal Chaos Dragon just said something. The spider's web had a northern and southern route out of Germany to South America. I'm the spider's web. I've never heard that phrase. I'm assuming that was just like the Nazi escape plan kind of thing.
Actually, we have another video from her.
Oh yeah, the one that I found.
The one that Buddy's found.
Yeah, so yeah, let's do this one.
This one's just more for the fun because she just talks about conspiracy theories dealing with different YouTubers. So it's nothing serious.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, let's see what's up. It's Allie Hardesty, and today I am doing my second YouTuber conspiracy theory compilation. You guys really seemed to like the last one, and I had a lot of fun filming it, so I have some more for you guys today. I hardly ever do conspiracy theories, so when I do, that just means that they are conspiracy theories I really resonate with, and I thought were super, super interesting. I did a lot of research,
every
and
video of hers
I
I've
just
ever
thought
seen
that you
has
guys
been
would
about
like as well.
conspiracy
So
theories.
today we have a few different YouTubers, and I just want to
But
do
she
a disclaimer
hardly
right
does
away that this is no shade towards anyone.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that these are factual and that they're real. Some of them are a little bit ridiculous. Some of them do make sense. However, some of them I kind of believe. Some of them I just don't know, or I really don't think are true at all. So I do watch these YouTubers. I do support them. I don't want anyone to think that this is hate at all. I'm going to be explaining.
Okay, so just a primer on this. Shane Dawson is an asshole. Trisha Paytas is an asshole. Sniper Wolf, I have no clue who that is, and the rest of them I don't know. Just Shane Dawson and Trisha Paytas are pretty much assholes. they're douchebags. Then again, that's when narcissism comes into play. They're very, very highly narcissistic people.
Sort of the conspiracy theories and my personal thoughts on them as well. The first YouTuber we're going to start off with today is Sniper Wolf. That's SSS Sniper Wolf. She is a YouTube gamer. She does crazy Omegle videos. She does a lot of different stuff on her channel, but she mostly
What?
Oh, it's like, damn. She had some nice assets. Anyway.
Through her following
I wasn't
from her
watching the
gaming
stream.
videos. And so people have come out and said that it's fake, that she's not really the one controlling the console, that she couldn't possibly be that good. And she does mostly Call of Duty games in specific that she's really good at. So when I first heard this, I was a little
Yes,
bit
we all
insulted,
know
like,
that women
okay,
can't
so
play
a hot,
video
attractive
games.
girl can't be good at video games. But then when I really thought about it, I was like, okay, it doesn't matter how good at gaming you are.
Okay, I have to say this. I don't care if you're a male or female. Both are great at video games. That's not something that is, relegated to one gender or the other. Like,
Except
holy
women.
fuck.
Women are
Yeah.
too emotional to do things like play video games.
Or drive vehicles,
drive
or vote, or
cars,
do
or-
anything for that matter.
I'm glad
Or
Punchy
vote.
knew where I was going with that.
Vote.
And
You
this is
can't
why
have
everyone
voting.
hates us.
But yes,
Anyway.
men and women are both equally good and bad at video games.
But joking aside, men and women are equally good and bad at everything. I do agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Except what we mentioned.
like me, I suck at driving. I am the worst
Because
fucking
you're from
driver.
South Carolina.
Punchy.
Well, and here's
South
the thing.
Carolina
you-
drivers are the worst ever.
No,
Hang on, Punchy.
Floridian.
So are you suggesting that out there is a woman who's actually as bad at stuff as you are, Punchy? I think not, buddy. We're done on that one.
Hey, no. I am the worst at everything. I never once. But have you seen me? I'm clearly a woman. Like, that's just, come on.
Good call.
People would just generally rather watch a hot girl be good at gaming. Kind of like the message that sex sells, So it has been rumored that her husband is the one actually behind the console, like controlling the games, and she just sits there in front of the camera and acts as if she's playing. Some sort of evidence to back this up is that in one of her videos, she was playing on a PlayStation 4 controller, but the light was off as if it wasn't really on. And then in addition to that, it turns out that she was playing on a PlayStation 3 with the PlayStation 4 controller. But then to just totally contradict that one, people have come out and said that it is actually possible to play on a PlayStation 3 with the PlayStation 4 controller, and you can still play with the light off. Like, there's a way to do that. So technically the proof of that isn't really proof at all, but for whatever reason, people still don't want to believe that it's her playing.
I'm thinking, can we speed this up a little bit, because
Well, and I was gonna say, what does this have to do with anything?
Good idea.
they were saying she was
1.5,
cheating. I'm actually kind of big in the speedrun community. I watch a lot of speedrunners, and
Oh, speedrunning. Sorry, I missed that
Yeah.
part. Yeah, no, I've actually watched a lot of those too, and yeah, there are some cheaters out there, and
yeah, like Billy May. No, what was his
Yeah,
name?
a lot of
Mitchell.
people
Billy
been
Mitchell.
called out for.
well, have you seen that one? I'm not gonna get too off track, or I'll try not to at least. That one video where the guy's playing Super Mario, or not Super Mario, it's just Mario for the NES, and he has like some pizza in front of him and like some
Oh,
Diet
him,
Coke,
yes. I
and
saw
he
that
was
the other day.
called out big time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those 5 or 6 YouTubers that cover fake speedrunners.
Yes.
And he was doing moves that was not possible for an actual person to do.
Well, no, because the moves he was doing, you could do on the computer with the controls, but he was using an NES controller,
yeah.
and he was doing these things where it's like you can't do it. And then again, he was being an arrogant dick by eating pizza slices in between the levels and all that, and he got called out hard. It was fucking great.
Yeah, that was also called out. Well, I'll have to, if I can find that, I'll put that in the fucking green. No, that's not there.
Oh, and
Discord.
one
I
other
couldn't think of the word
thing,
Discord. I couldn't think of the word Discord. God damn it.
I miss words all the time. And one other thing I'll give for this is, yes, people do like seeing an attractive woman do stuff. It's just the way that, a community that's mainly male driven, they're going to work like that. I'm not saying it's right, but it's just it's biology, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
it
it's,
I mean, why do you think Orphan Red's channel got so popular?
yeah, she is like one of the 3 chicks in the flat earth community. Did I say that right? Chicks?
Am I pronouncing this right?
Yeah, chicks.
It's cheek.
And I'm slapped in the face virtually by every woman watching, which is Vishanti.
Vishanti's grinding her teeth.
Oh, and Glober Mom.
Playing the actual games. Maybe they're mad that a girl is that good at video games, or maybe they just don't think it really adds up, like it's too fishy, because
Maybe
she's
put it
extremely
on
attractive and it would make sense that she
1.25.
would split the profit with someone who's actually playing the games, and she would just be the face on camera. She talks, she's multitasking the whole time while doing it, which maybe isn't that hard to do, but people seem to think otherwise. My personal thoughts on it, I don't necessarily believe or not believe it. I'm just kind of in the middle, because I don't really watch her gaming videos. I watch her Omegle videos, etc., and I don't know anything about gaming, so I personally would have no idea.
She doesn't sound any different sped up. That's weird.
Oh, my apologies, Glober Mom. Glober Mom says broads. Get it right. Sorry, broad.
Broad. Yeah, broad. It's broad.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a
It makes sense the way
second.
she
She's
was
a
a whole-
woman. I don't know. A woman. She's a
So
woman.
she's
I
a
don't
broad.
listen to her.
She's a broad, you mean?
She's a chica.
La chica.
The console or the light on the console or whatever. Like, I just would never really add up to me in like a suspicious way. But I do think that it happens on YouTube more than you would probably think, these sort of things where someone's really behind the videos. They're doing a large part of it, not necessarily with gaming, but just with anything else, where another person's taking credit for it because they're better on camera or they're a hot female, whatever. So I don't know. I think that it could go either way. Again, no shade to her whatsoever. She's hilarious and I love her videos so much. I'm definitely subscribed to her. But we're going to move on to the second conspiracy theory. And this one is really freaking out there. Trisha Paytas. People think that she is a clone of Anna Nicole Smith. If you don't know who Anna Nicole Smith is, she's basically similar.
Oh, God. It's not,
God.
don't
So
even,
a fat, ugly blonde.
No,
it
no,
doesn't even
no,
look
sorry.
anything
No.
similar to her. Like, what?
She literally looks like a Barbie doll that went horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's had a lot of surgeries done to look like that, too. She's paid a lot of money to do that. To make her look that ugly.
Yeah, and I bet you I can guarantee, unless she was like, like, I don't know, I can't think of a comparison right now. unless she was really that bad looking, I highly doubt she was that bad looking before all the plastic surgery.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like plastic surgery does not make you look better.
Honestly,
certain
if
types
someone doesn't like the way that they look and then they get plastic surgery and they like the way they look, more power to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
I
have
don't
any
like if
problem
I
with
don't
that.
like looking at them, I will look at something else.
No,
Yeah.
and Bish, I agree, because here's the thing: if you don't like the way you look, now it obviously depends on what you're referring to as well. Because with plastic surgery, certain things can make you look better and enhance things to an extent. But if you're going to redo your whole fucking face, now if you feel better about it, that's great. But I would say, because that's a choice, you can't hide from the fact that people will say shit about it, because that's a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Oh, I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, don't get mad about it if people call you out on it. That's all.
I mean, there's nothing to call out if you don't want to look. Just turn your head. Seriously, it's not that deep.
Yeah. It's not that big.
There's
a deal. If you
just
don't like them. Just don't look at 'em.
there's so many like botched plastic surgeries that just make people look scary as hell.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, and that's what I mean.
The one thing that I will point out, someone that looks 1,000 times better after plastic surgery, is Ivanka Trump. Like, if you've ever seen her
Yeah.
before and after photos, she was a creepy looking girl.
Yeah, she was. She honestly was.
Well,
Yeah.
the fruit never falls far from the tree.
That's true.
Let's see if I can find a picture.
Anyway, let's,
Views expressed by Punchy are not shared by anyone else worldwide. Thank you.
Similar to Marilyn Monroe, she's like a sex icon, actress, model. She's not alive anymore. She died in 2007 at the age of 39. And that's sort of where the conspiracy comes into play. She died super mysteriously. Again, really similar to Marilyn Monroe. Like, it's kind of weird. And people just kind of wrote it off as an overdose because she was really into pill popping. But at the same time, they kind of covered it up when she died. It was just really sketchy about the way that she died in the hotel room. And there are probably other videos on that on YouTube if you guys don't know anything about her death. Otherwise, I'll totally make one because I think it's super interesting. But basically, the way that she died was just really shady, and people don't always necessarily believe that it was suicide or an overdose, that maybe someone tried to kill her, Illuminati, whatever. A conspiracy theory is like that for pretty much every model or famous actress / sex icon that dies, I feel like. But still, Trisha and her look very similar. Like, it's kind of scary, but a lot of people also say that's only because Trisha has done makeup to try to look like her. Like, she's done sort of tutorials and just videos impersonating her on her channel because she really idolizes Anna Nicole Smith. Because of this, a lot of people have said that Trisha wants to be her so bad that she should stop copying Anna. But what if she really is Anna, at least to a sense, like she has her DNA? So that's why people have said that she's a clone of Anna Nicole Smith. So Anna had a son named Daniel 4 years before Trisha was born with her ex-husband, and they split up after his birth. 5 years after Trisha was born, Anna Nicole Smith was Playmate of the Year. In that time frame, she was trying to get big with modeling, acting, etc. If you don't believe in cloning at all, then you're gonna think this is total gibberish. But you know how Beyonce supposedly is a clone now because she got mad.
Hold on. Did she say if you don't believe in cloning, you're gonna think this is all gibberish? Because I would love to have her scientifically explain the entire process of cloning to me, because I don't think she knows a goddamn thing about it. Well, I heard some words and people said things like genome and DNA. I don't know what they mean, but I heard them. And
cloning is when they just like copy you, but they copy you badly, and you turn out like not looking at all like the person that you're supposed to be a clone of. Isn't that what cloning is?
Close enough. Hey, that's what they do, right? Just close enough.
Yeah, cloning is just trying to look like someone.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. They just copy the person to make you
Well,
look almost like
duh.
Like,
in all fairness, given her vernacular, that could actually be what she's referring to. That I don't know, but
you know, back in the late 90s when they cloned that sheep, that's all they did. They just had one sheep that looked like another one, and they were like, "Hey, it's a clone."
Well, and it's amazing because, as we all know, no two sheep look alike. So the fact that they did was like,
wow,
mind equals clone.
It's a clone.
Yeah.
A car accident and she died or whatever, not even trying to be disrespectful. That's just what a lot of people have come out and said with conspiracy theories. It is said that possibly Anna Nicole Smith wanted to preserve herself in case she got too deep into anything with Illuminati, her life was at risk, etc. Trisha was created sort of as a cloned baby of herself because she wanted to preserve her career, because obviously she just got more and more famous as time went on. So that's why so many people think that they look alike, that they act alike, and that Trisha strives to be like her. People also think that they might just be related somehow, like distantly. That's probably more of a realistic conspiracy theory. But either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know that one was super far-fetched. This next one sounds really far-fetched, but it's actually the one that I believe the most, just because I think it's interesting and it has a long timeline of things that have happened, and I think it is something that would have been covered up for sure. That is that Shane Dawson is Trisha Paytas' brother, half brother to be exact. And that sounds so insane, right? But I'm going to talk about it. So as you may or may not know, Shane Dawson's parents are divorced, and it has been rumored or allegedly said that his dad cheated on his mom, and that was another reason why they got divorced, in addition to him abusing alcohol. So because of that, people think that Trisha Paytas may have been the result of a love child from Shane Dawson's dad and Trisha Paytas' mom. So the stuff that sort of backs this up or makes this theory more convincing is the fact that Trisha was born 2 months before Shane. That means that if this is true,
Yeah, if you don't know who these people are, then it's completely like, what?
So fucking what?
Yeah.
Like,
so-
what does it matter if two people are related?
Because it's YouTube drama. We're not a drama channel though, so let's just move on from this video because it's
Yeah.
not our.
Yeah, I've about had it with her.
Yeah, but she's hot, so I'll give her a couple more minutes.
I mean, if we watched her video on mute, I could stand it, but that's about it.
Okay.
Punchy, bro, I think you got netted light or beer goggles.
Oh wait.
I sure do.
Almost,
See, that's why I love bitch. She knows me all too well.
I'm gonna drink until you're pretty.
Here's the picture Twitties was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Ivanka Trump before and after. Yeah, they were an improvement on that.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, she definitely looks better after, but she wasn't like ugly before. She was just a bit. And in all fairness, too, look at the difference in picture quality as well.
Like an average girl. Like what?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
and again, look at the picture quality. There's a big difference. Like it's not just the picture. It's not the person itself. It's like
one's
picture,
like a cell phone camera. And
I
the
just
other's
want
an
to
actual...
say that whoever did her nose job did an A+ job.
Yeah, they did do a good job on her nose.
I can't stand this bitch, but A+ nose job. 10 out of 10.
But all I'm saying is, if I saw her on the left, like without a crappy camera, without stupid lighting, I wouldn't call her ugly whatsoever. It's just
but
she looks like a normal chick.
No,
like,
that's what I mean. She looks normal, like nothing like out of the ordinary, but normal. Like, but again, it's just that if with the lighting and all that, it's just I'm gonna stop talking here. Let's go on.
So let's go with what was that? It's not doing that one. Not doing that one either. So we have
Darren Ranson. That's actually one of the rules, bro code rules. You always have to tell your bros not to stick their dick in crazy.
Yeah.
Like if one of your bros is about to stick his dick in crazy, you have to stop him. That's bro code.
Well, we have 4 videos left.
Oh, Facty. She looks like Vishanti in the before pic.
Oh no.
Oh, I want to hear aloud.
I
I
think
look
Facty's
like in
about
real
to get his
life.
ass kicked.
Oh, I just said it was dangerous ground. You shouldn't have read it out now. Sorry, Facty, you did.
Hey, no, you guys, you know what? It's okay. I live 40 minutes away. I'll go down there and beat the crap out of him right now.
I would just like to know where he thinks he saw my face, because I literally don't look anything like that.
Yeah, she looks nothing like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I've seen Vishanti several times, and
no resemblance
Yeah, and
whatsoever.
I've seen a couple of pics of her, but that's been a long time. Holy crap! The last time we actually talked or spoke, I should say, grammatically speaking, was January of 2020, and I remember that because that's when that one chick was living here, and the 3 of us were all talking that one time. Good talk.
Oh,
wow,
yeah,
great story. I felt like I was there.
Oh god, I remember that.
We were supposed to watch a movie, but I couldn't stream it or you couldn't stream it, whatever it was. I think it was me. I couldn't stream it, so we just all ended up hanging out for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't recall what we were going to watch, but I do remember having that conversation.
Because it was a very special conversation to me. I was barely drunk.
Booma, that would be Chrismer that's Darth vaping. I mute when I vape, but he can't.
Yeah, because I'm mute, then everybody loses audio.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll be doing this Flat Earth Coriolis experiment now.
I love Everett Anderson.
Yes, Everett Anderson video.
I'm going to be covering more flat Earth, quote unquote, nonsense. But if you actually look into this stuff,
She actually looks like a Squeebers.
Yeah, she does.
You'll be asking the same questions I am. Like, if the Earth is round, why does north always point north? Like, wouldn't it be?
Hey, what?
Why does north always point north? Wow, that's
If the Earth is round, why does north always point north?
Oh, hold on.
And then she just points up in the air.
In all fairness, she looks young. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. That was the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. But I
bless
do
her
want
heart.
I do want to give her the benefit of the doubt because she looks just like 13, between 13 and 15, if I'm guessing. And
She's probably like 28.
she's fucking 92. But seriously, but I just want to give her the benefit of the doubt that she saw some things on YouTube, and because she's still young and stupid, she just took them at face value, didn't look into it, and she just heard, well, if I look at a map, north is up, and it's like, well, yeah, no, you're thinking in the very, very wrong dimensional space.
That's Flat Earth 101, though. You watch a Flat Earth video, and then you just repeat what your Papa Flurf said without actually thinking about it or looking into it anymore.
Yes.
Like, that's what every Flat Earther does.
Yeah.
Wait for it. It gets better, guys. Just let
All
it
right,
flow.
keep
You're going to
going.
crack up on this.
Sideways sometimes.
I love Steve Harvey.
So, if north is on the top, and you're, say, here, and north is this way, why isn't the needle, like, pointing that way? That doesn't make sense.
What?
It really doesn't.
Okay.
My friends think that the Coriolis effect is a proof of the globe. Well, spins to the left because of the jets pointing to the left, right?
Yeah, do the toilets go backwards in here?
No. To combat homesickness, we've installed a device that makes them swirl the correct American way.
God bless America.
Here is another toilet in my house. Spins to the right.
I'm surprised it doesn't have shit stains in it.
Yeah.
She probably cleaned up for this video.
Here is our bathtub. Let's see if it'll make a tornado this time. Sometimes it does not.
Wow.
Well, and
In fact, most of the time, this bathtub does not create a tornado.
One thing I want to clarify here is, first off, no one has ever said that Coriolis is proof of the globe itself. That's more a rotational thing. Now, one thing that I find with flat earthers, whenever they talk, is they never want to start from the beginning. They want to start from like the end all be all. Like, I've heard so many flat earthers at one point say, well, if people say the Earth is a globe, why do they say that, the universe came from a big bang and we're all monkeys? And it's like, that's completely irrelevant. And it's like, if you want to start with, because literally you're starting with the shape of the Earth, why can we not start with the shape of the Earth? The Coriolis effect has nothing to do with a globe or a flat Earth. Again, that's all rotational speed. That's all movement. It has nothing to do with the actual shape. Let's start there, like real scientists
Well, it kind
did.
of does have
to
do with the shape.
No, it does. It only does if it's spinning. And again, we're not there yet. Right now, we're only arguing the shape. Because for all we know, the Earth could be a globe and not spinning. Now, we know it's not true. I'm just saying for the sake of argument. So what I'm saying is, let's be, like, if you're a flat earther, let's be a real scientist here. Don't start with the conclusion. Don't start with that. Start with what you observe, make sense of what you observe, compare it
What
with
looks
other
flat,
observations.
therefore flat.
Yeah. I mean, this is Flat Earth Science 101. You start with your conclusion, and then you only
Seriously,
accept things that support your conclusion.
I bet you her daddy Fleur is Daniel Pratt.
No,
Because
she's too smart for Danny.
These sound like Danny Pratt experiments.
I mean, look, my toilet flushes. Look, my bathtub drains.
Yeah,
Therefore, Earth
Danny
flat,
Pratt.
yo.
In all
That sounds
fairness,
like Danny Pratt.
in the looks department, they're both about equal, so they'd be a good fucking.
Yeah, that's also another thing.
At all. Although last night, when I took a bath, it created a tornado. and it
Dude,
was
she did
spinning
not
to the
take a
right.
bath last night. What a lie.
No tornado this time. Might need to be fuller. I will be back. There, I have built it up more. Now let's see if it actually spins one way or the other. Now since I only have one bathtub, this is kind of hard to do. But I will try to test this.
So it's hard to fill the bathtub up, is what she's saying.
Well, no, it's hard because she only has one. If she had two, it'd be very easy.
Wouldn't that? Never mind.
In the kitchen sink. Since our bathroom sinks do not want to cooperate and give us a spin.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain.
What?
But you already seen that my toilets spin two different ways, so that should be enough for you Coriolis effect believers.
Well, wait, hold on.
That's not
This
how
is called-
Coriolis effect works, though.
Yeah, like she understands that when you unplug a bathtub, there's no force acting aside from gravity. Whereas when you flush a toilet, there is a force being literally pushed into it. And again, no one ever, well, no, I shouldn't say no one, but most people never said that it has to go one way due to your hemisphere. It's if there are no other forces pushed on it, and if it's a very symmetrical shape, then yes, it will probably go in that way depending on how the water's moving and all that. Because surprise, surprise, there are other forces at play here. But if there's a force pushing it, it will go generally in the direction it's being pushed because the Coriolis effect is not that strong.
Yeah, so the tangential speed of where the drain is compared to the side of the tub is so close that there's really no effect from Coriolis whatsoever.
Yeah, the
Like-
body of water is way too tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but again, too, I mean,
so then it just becomes, the geometry of the drain and the geometry of the tub.
Well, not just it. And again,
That
if
affects it more than Coriolis.
Yeah, and if it was completely, like, perfectly symmetrical, then yes, you would notice the Coriolis effect on it because it would follow that. But again, that's like under ideal, I can't stress this enough, ideal conditions. But they hear, oh, we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour, so this thing should be a fucking tornado just fucking jetting its way down through this fucking pipe. It's like, no.
No. Anyway, that's...
Not by the Coriolis effect, but by the water fighting each other to go down the drain.
Well, that explains everything.
The water fighting each other. What?
The water fighting each other to go down the drain.
I don't even...
Now I will see if the kitchen sink is empty so I can see if that one has a spin.
Yes, it's going to have a spin.
It's spinning to
That's
the
how
left.
drains work.
Riveting.
I go above it. And then at the top, it's spinning to the right. So it doesn't prove anything.
No
It
shit.
really doesn't. It's spun to the left and to the right. Both ways. The same drain, the same thing.
So it's a
Don't give me
bisexual
Coriolis
train
effect.
then.
Coriolis effect to my foot. She's a lunatic.
Well, that was a lot of stupid.
Let's go back to Discord here real quick. Let me find the video.
Just a quickie, guys. I'll jump in while there's a little gap there. I actually went to the pool last year and got the people to put the pool noodles around the pool. And believe it or not, the next day, all the pool noodles went the right direction according to the Coriolis. Unfortunately, the pool attendant didn't take a photograph, the bastard. But a pool can prove it with noodles or leaves even.
Oh yeah,
Sweet.
leaves, definitely. Well, anyway, here's the alien
Okay,
life form
so
of
this
Twitties.
is proof that aliens exist, and they're in the sewer under Cameron Village in Raleigh, North Carolina.
And yes, they look like giant testicles. I don't know if we'll get struck for this because it looks like a giant
I think you.
Cossack.
That's Quiddy's colonoscopy, isn't it? I think you've got the wrong video.
Yeah, I think I.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
So, what is describe what we're seeing?
We're seeing aliens in the sewer. And when you touch them or shine lights on them, they kind of like scrunch up like a ball sack in the cold. Look at that thing.
Yeah, this looks like a giant sack of pus. Like disgusting. Ugh.
I mean, it's crawling. It's like a face hugger. So when this video was made, my sister actually worked in Cameron Village. So I'm pretty sure that came out of my sister's ass.
Clever Mom said, that's the blob. Oh my god, shit is evolving.
Yeah. Yep, that's the blob. Hey, Kingies is here.
Hey, Kingies.
All right, so the official explanation on this is it's actually a colony of bacteria or something that all works together, and it's feeding off the, I guess, for lack of a better term, the shit in the water.
That's technical
like it's
term
not
for it.
just one organism, it's millions of organisms working together. But yeah, when they found it, like that video went viral. It has well over 10 million views because it's creepy as shit. So the conspiracy is, yes, there are aliens. They just live in the sewer under Raleigh.
And we got one more video for tonight. This one is debunking slow plane myths. So a lot of people think that planes are going slow or something.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that one.
Yeah, Simon and Dan had that video where the flat earthers like drove a car.
That's exactly
along a road
because
and
they
we're
were
like, look,
yeah.
it looks like the car and the plane are going the same speed, but the car is only going 40 miles an hour. Therefore, the United States is smaller than they say it is.
Yeah, and it's like, and if that was the case, why not just pick a road and just look at your odometer and just see what it says. Now, I understand the road's not going to be perfectly straight from, east to west or west to east, but you could just drive along that road and just make that deduction that's, no, you're just an idiot because you can't race a plane down a fucking runway and expect that you're going to get proper results, you idiot.
Yeah.
And the guys that did that video, like, they didn't understand parallax where the car is closer, so it doesn't have to go as fast as the distant object does to make it look like they're going the same speed.
This is really small. That one's far away.
Far
Yeah.
away.
Okay, guys, I got, believe it or not, a piece of stupidity from a floof that even by their lofty standards, it reaches stupid. Dallas David said if you're driving along, turn your car keys off so you can save fuel. He didn't realise most cars have a steering lock. Can you come up with something more stupid than that? To turn off your car keys while driving in a straight line. That's going to end not well.
Well, and also, I mean, when it comes to, let's say, older cars where they didn't necessarily have that, I'm not sure about cars, but 3S is because of motorcycles. Now, my friends, they have their dad, he's a big motorcycle guy. And what they would do back in the day is they would, in a straight line again, they'd turn their motorcycle off. Then it would start it again, because once you started it and you were going at a certain speed and you put it in that gear, it would just make this big, loud, like boom, like just because
it's backfiring.
True.
Yeah, because motorcycles.
Yes, true. It fills up with the unburnt fuel and creates quite an explosion. Can destroy your exhaust, but it makes people shit themselves. The other thing too, for those more mechanically inclined, is the engine brakes are vacuum assisted. Your brakes go wooden. So if you turn your engine off or your engine dies, you don't have as good a brakes, nor can you go around corners. That's not a good thing when you're a floof.
And believe me, as a truck driver, I know this because with the fleet that we have, I have had my trucks die on me while I've literally been on the road. Now, luckily with our trucks, because they're air brakes, so once you press that brake, you're opening a valve. So it doesn't really matter whether it's on or off, as long as that you have enough air in the tank. But one thing that was really, really tough to do when you have a 70 to 80,000 pound vehicle is try and turn that thing without power steering. Now that was fun, because when it would die, I'd be like, both hands like, come on, we got this baby. Just get the fucking side of the road. Then I'd sit there for a little bit and turn it back on. And like I said, with air brakes, it's not as big of a deal as long as you have the air, because the valve and all that. But yes, with a car or anything that doesn't have air brakes. Sorry.
Glover Mom has a good point. That means if I put my thumb over a plane flying, my thumb is going the same speed.
Yes, it is.
Well, and that's actually the same basic reasoning that flirts have when it comes to the lunar eclipse, because they see the moon move from west to east as opposed to east to west when they think it should be east to west. And it's like, well, but again though, the moon moves faster than the Earth spins. It just has a much bigger circle to make than the Earth does.
So one thing about driving a car, saving fuel, when I used to live in the mountains, one time me and some friends had gone up to Mount Mitchell, which is just under 7,000 feet above sea level. And we were up there and realized we were low on gas. And so I was asking around, I was like, other people up at the mountain, asking, did they know if there was an exit off of the Blue Ridge Parkway anywhere close where I could get gas? They were like, not really. Your best bet is just to go back to Asheville, which is an hour drive away. But here's the thing. Mount Mitchell, like I said, it's like 6,700 or 6,800 feet above sea level. Asheville is about 2,800 or 2,900 feet above sea level. So even though it's like 40 miles of road, it's downhill the entire way. So I ended up just getting on the parkway and speeding up to 45 miles an hour and putting my car in neutral. And then drove to Asheville.
Yep.
So I never had to use the gas pedal after I got up to the speed limit. I just coasted the entire way down the mountain.
Nice. Anyway, I want to go ahead and start the
All
video.
right, yeah.
I was watching YouTube and I came across some people who say that passenger jet airplanes are not really traveling as fast as we're told. And I wondered, is there a way to look at the video evidence and find out? Oh, and what does this have to do with the shape of the Earth?
People are stupid.
Yeah.
Guess what? There are people who really do think that the Earth is literally flat, as in not the shape of a globe, but flat. And they think that the government is lying to us about all these things. Now, this is a whole rabbit hole if you start looking into this with a whole bunch of weird related ideas.
Earth is a level, motionless plane.
If anyone was to Google world time zones,
With the sun, moon, and stars revolving
Shut
over and
up,
No
around.
one wants their
Eric.
air too
Flat
big.
map.
God
This is your
damn it.
experience every day.
The debate is over.
Oh
like
God,
a
not
rainbow.
Nicole
It
with
looks
her
like it's
face.
curvy when it's actually not.
The Earth is flat. You can't.
The sun does not rise and set.
You can't show me the curve.
Now, I have a question. Why do
Donnie,
people think that
they
the
don't
Earth
know.
is flat? I have a surprising answer.
That was just a surprising cavalcade of stupidity.
Look, can
They
I say
had
one?
Donnie and D Marble.
Can I say one thing here? So, if people, if they think airplanes don't fly as fast as they do, now I understand you can't always time it, like if you're going overseas or something. But if you're flying, let's say just within, let's say North America, for instance. Now I've driven from here to Minneapolis. Now it's between 6 and 7 hours, 8 hours at the most, depending on traffic and delays or whatever. But from here, again, from Winnipeg to Minneapolis, it's about, I'll say 7 hours on average. Now, when I were to fly there, it took me about an hour and a half, as in the flight was so short, it barely reached cruising altitude before it had to fucking start landing. So, if I'm going 7 hours, and a flight takes me an hour and a half, well, that tells me right there that yes, an airplane does fly at about 6 times the speed of a car at highway speeds. Because it literally took a sixth of the time.
Yeah.
Coincidence? I think not.
Nope, total coincidence.
Total coincidence.
And that's because it is flat-ish. It's pretty much flat everywhere you look. The horizon is flat. You can't see a curve. So I suppose at first glance it seems flat. But how would you know if it's actually flat everywhere or if it's just a slight curve on a really big globe? That brings up the philosophical idea of epistemology. One day I might make a whole video about conspiracy theories, evidence, truth, rationality, belief. But for now, I'll leave that all aside and take a look at a small related question. How fast do passenger jets fly? So it turns out that sizes and speeds are all sort of related to the shape of the Earth and flight paths and distances between cities. So how fast do jets fly? Well, the standard answer is more than 500 miles per hour at cruise altitude and about 150 miles per hour when taking off and landing. But there are some people who think that this is all a big lie and that planes don't really fly that fast.
I'll back it up. You gotta just see this as ground speed. Ground speed can't be more than 50, 60 miles an hour. Look at that.
Really slow, guys. That plane is going really slow. To my eyes.
Oh my
Yes, I swear that
Now, I'm not a physics expert or an aviation expert, but if that plane was going 70 to 80 miles per hour, it would not stay in the fucking air. For fuck's sake. It would fall down. God damn it.
It'd fall down so fast.
48 miles per hour down at the bottom right.
All I'm saying, I'm saying is, when I'm on the highway, I go, let me convert this here. I go about 65, 70 miles per hour. So, between 110 roughly. Now, when I'm on the highway and when I'm closer to the airport, I see planes fly by my car. Now, when they're super high in the sky, obviously, it looks like I'm passing them because, as Quiddy said earlier, parallax. But even still, a plane cannot fly, well, not a plane that size at least, a plane cannot fly 7 miles per hour and stay in the air. It would fall down.
Yeah, so fast.
I mean, there are planes that can do that. Like, for instance, the F-18, because it can fly at a very high angle of attack. And no, angle of attack is not what flat earthers say it is. But basically, it just puts its ass to the ground and its nose to the air and can fly along, standing up.
Yeah, but that's what I'm referring to in this case, commercial airliners. Like, no, they cannot. Like a Boeing 747 or an Airbus I forget the number. 3.
Even with full slats and flaps, a standard commercial airliner would fall out of the sky, literally fall out of the sky, if it got under about 120 miles an hour.
Flats and Flats, by the way, is my porno stage name. Just
And also on top of that, now I'm not going to give numbers here because again, I don't work in the industry, nor am I a physicist. But remember, that's like Quiddy said, 120 miles per hour. That's with under more normal atmospheric conditions where you have all that air to lift you up. If you're 35,000 feet up in the air, where the atmosphere is a lot thinner, you're going to have to go faster to achieve that lift because there's less air. And there's a big reason planes do that. And to think that a plane flies at 70 to 80 miles per hour when it's 7 fucking miles in the fucking air, well, no offense, but you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
60, 70 miles an hour.
Okay, so who's right? I'm going to show you how to use a little bit of simple math to find out. First of all, here's a quick description of how to measure speed. Speed is just a ratio, a fraction, distance divided by time. So if a train goes 50 miles in 1 hour, we say it's going 50 miles per hour. That's the same speed as going 50 miles per 60 minutes, or going 5 miles in 6 minutes. These are all just different fractions with the same value. As another example, if a car goes 500 feet in 2 seconds, that's 250 feet per second. Or you can convert that to miles and hours to get 170 miles per hour. So that's all you need, distance divided by time, and that gives you speed. Let's take a look at some examples with
Prismer,
jets.
can you
There are
move
two
your
basic
cursor?
techniques.
It's really annoying me.
my cursor was on the screen.
Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, okay, yeah, that is your
Let's
cursor.
take a look at some videos taken from inside the plane, where the camera is moving against the background, and we're calculating the speed of the camera. In this video, from a plane landing in San Diego, we can see that it's near the intersection of 46th Street and C Street. Later, it's at Pacific Highway, right next to the runway.
Can I say one thing while we're watching that part of the video? If you look at the one, so can you reverse just a little tiny bit? So I had it on the YouTube video. It's right when he was talking about the plane reversing on whatever. The reason I bring it up is because it showed the plane. There you go. Yeah, it showed the plane. You're right there. Yep. And so if you look at that, it showed the plane with the highway in view there. Now I love this because the plane and the highway are somewhat parallel. And if you look at any car or truck on the road, notice that the plane is passing them, and they're going at highway speeds. So if I had to guess, between 70 and 80 miles per hour, or 110, 120 kilometers per hour. Now the plane is still passing them. So if the plane is going as slow as this idiot thinks, why is the plane passing them when they're off in the distance, when if they're going as slow as they claim, it should be the other way around?
Because new conspiracy theory, cars aren't going as fast as we're told.
Damn it, you're right. My speedometer is in on it. I should
Yes. I just want to say real quick, this has absolutely nothing to do with the show or anything, but I was flipping through the channels on my TV and I just came across a movie called Who is Killing the Cheerleaders?
Well, that's me.
What?
And that sounds like a great movie until I saw that it's on Lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
God.
So it's got to be incredibly stupid. Anyway, back to this stupid.
Remember, save the cheerleader, save the world.
So we can see that it's near the intersection of 46th Street and C Street. Later, it's at Pacific Highway, right next to the runway. That's a distance of 4.6 miles. Next, we need time. The plane crosses the first location at 8:32 in the video, and the second location at 10:12 in the video, which is 100 seconds later. Speed is distance divided by time, so it's gone 4.6 miles in 100 seconds, and that turns out to be an average speed of 165 miles per hour. Here's a second video from the same airport, where the speed is about 144 miles per hour using the same kind of math. Next, here's a video from LAX, my home airport. At 4:53 in the video, The plane goes by a parking lot, and 1 minute later, it goes by the In-N-Out near the end of the runway. That's a distance of 2.7 miles in 1 minute, which averages to more than 160 miles per hour. P.S. If you've never been to In-N-Out, you should try it sometime. It's really good, and it's right near LAX if you're ever flying through there. Here's one
I
last
like to
example
do the
using
old
that same
In-N-Out
technique.
a lot.
Here's the flight in a 747 at cruise altitude and speed, going across Lake Tahoe, flying straight and level. The point under that I in the logo crosses 11.3 miles across the whole lake in just 70 seconds. And that works out to be 580 miles per hour. Next, I'm going to show you a second technique with a stationary camera. You'll need to have access to video editing software where you can add a time code so you can measure individual frames of a video. Then you can calculate the speed of a plane from just a second or two of footage, though it's a bit harder. Here's a Boeing 777 landing in Turkey. Now, it might look like it's going the same speed as that bus, but that's just because it's farther away. You can get the speed by watching how long it takes for the entire plane to cross a particular point. So remember, speed is distance divided by time. So the distance in this case is the entire...
So it's literally what I said. This one's really close. That one's far away.
Well, and also, like, I can't do the math of that. I can't do the math off the top of my head. But from
You
the
also
from
can't
the,
speak, apparently.
Yeah, but from the numbers that he's giving, they don't seem far off from what we're told. So I'm confused as to why he's so upset about
a
this.
plane landing going about 160 miles
'Cause
an hour.
he said
that's
if you divide
landing speed 145 knots.
Because he even said if you look at the flight of the plane in the air, it's going about 580 something miles per hour. And it's like, well, yeah, but no one argued that. Like, it's maybe a little bit slower than we're told, but again, numbers can be skewed because when you make measurements and observations, there's a lot of factors you have to factor in, which I'm sure he's not taking into account. But even still, his number was still fast. Like, if his number came up to be like, 30 miles per hour, that'd be something to think about. But he's saying 582 or whatever. And it's like, well, that's not that out of the ordinary. I don't know what he's arguing here, really. Like,
well, he's debunking it. I mean, flat earthers aren't going that far. Like the video that we're paused on here, they see that it looks like it's going the same speed as that van in the foreground. Therefore, it must be going like 50 miles an hour.
Even though the van was clearly on a freeway and probably going at least 80 miles an hour. And the van was in front of it, like you said, so.
Yeah, but that's as far as they get. They're like, oh, well, airplanes don't go as fast as we think. See, there's this van right here that's on the highway, and it's probably going 60 miles an hour, and the plane looks like it's going the same speed. Therefore, it is going the same speed. Like, they aren't trying to calculate anything.
But the thing is, Quiddies, remember, a couple of seconds ago, well, before this was paused at least, he literally said, he even brought up the parallax thing. He said the van was in front, so it looks like it's going faster, which I understand was his way of saying that they're going at the same speed. But he even understands that there are 3 dimensions, and he's literally just saying,
right. And flat earthers don't understand that.
No, sir,
and
they do
that's why they believe that they are hiding the true speed of airplanes.
Yes.
Entire length of the plane, and the time is 29 frames. So it took 29 frames for that plane to cross that distance. So then you just do distance divided by time, and that turns out to be 170 miles per hour. Here's another example of the Airbus A380, the largest passenger.
Not that simple all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, most airliners, of course, it is variable dependent on how much weight there is in the plane and everything. But most airliners are going to land between 140 and 150 knots. So that's exactly what he just calculated, like 148 knots.
Well, but the thing I was saying is, he was looking at the frames, saying if you got the frames, that's how fast it's going. It's like, well, not really, because the camera that was taking the shot wasn't a still camera. It wasn't. it wasn't at a fixed point going from one side to another. It was also it was a moving camera. So the frames that you got weren't exactly accurate because, again, the third dimension is a thing.
Plane in the world. It passes a particular point in 32 frames, which is 1.067 seconds for a
Hold on, 0.03333. That's 233s.
Wow, that's like super Illuminati, right?
Oh, speaking of 33, the first stream that we did that we had to create the new one, I noticed was 1 minute and 33 seconds long.
Oh, nice.
speed of at least 150 miles per hour. Later on in the same video, there's an A380 flying at cruise altitude, and that one is going much faster, taking only 9 frames or 0.3 seconds to travel its whole length, which is a speed of 540 miles per hour. Now, this technique is not super precise because we're dealing with such short timescales, but I think that we're within 10% of the right answer. Finally, one last example. Here's another A380 flying at about 440 miles per hour because it takes 11 frames to travel its own length.
Wait a
Okay,
second.
so there you have 8 different videos.
I'd like to make a correction here. So I went for a cigarette and a piss when you guys first played this video. I got a message from Factard saying that that he's debunking the flatards. Now I thought that he was a flatard. So that's why
I kept wondering why you were like, but he's saying this.
No,
that's what this video is. He's saying that they're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I missed that, and just the way we're laughing, I thought that he was defending the flat Earth. Yeah, so he, the fact he said he's debunking the flat Earth, and I was like, oh, I thought he was a flatty, and he's like, no, but keep going because you're funny as hell. And I was like, oh shit, yeah. So my apologies there. I missed that part. I'm sorry, but that's why I was so confused.
It's okay.
That's why I was so confused. I was like, why in the hell is he saying this stuff if he's trying to... Yeah, anywho, I'm going to shut up.
Well, fact, he's just been sending me naked pictures of the girl from earlier.
Me too.
It's okay, Punchy. I got your back. That's why I put up the warning saying any views expressed by Punchy are not expressed by anyone else worldwide. We've got you covered, mate. There
you go. There you go. You fucking
look after our way.
That's why you're the best. That's why you're the best, Boomer. That's why one day I'm gonna give you a big smooch on the fucking lips, whether you fucking like it or not.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Damn right
for that moment.
Damn right, bro. Damn right.
Love it.
Anywho, so back to my stupidity. That's where I was mistaken because again I missed the beginning and I thought he was doing that, and that's why I was just like, what a fucking idiot. He's saying what I want to hear. Anywho, go back to what you were doing. I'm just gonna crack a beer here and do what I do best.
We're probably going to shut down now because we've been going on almost 2 hours, and some of us have this thing called sleep that we have to do tonight.
Nah, I slept all day.
Well, yeah, I kind of had a 5-hour nap today.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Can I jump on and do a bit of shilling then? Because it is getting to that time.
No.
Last week, Quiddies, myself, and Arduin did a fucking bang up job on the movie. Thanks very much, Quiddies. We did Catwomen from Mars, and Quiddies jumped in last moment and just. Fuck, it was fun, and you really made it excellent.
I learned something from that movie, though. I had no idea that spaceships just use rolling desk chairs with seat belts.
We learned so much.
You have worked for NASA, clearly.
Yeah.
These movies are great fun. Look, this is the end of neurofibromatosis month, which Arduin did our 24-hour stream. A lot of people have donated. We don't know because, as you know, we have not touched it ourselves. We've just given the link. So it's the end of the month now, as you know. So it's the end of that awareness month. It's been a bang-up job, and you guys all contributed to that earlier this month in the stream. And I can thank you on Arduin's behalf, who's probably sleeping right now. So that was really good. Been fun here too, guys, by the way. And we're tonight doing why dogs are jerks and why a battle bot is much better to protect your house. And we've also got riding with eggshells and the mythical TT guy. So that's our personal shilling from the bunker. And yeah, it's been fun with you guys too. So apart from
Hell
that,
yeah.
neurofibromatosis, the movie, dogs and battle bots. So yeah, shill away,
Sweet.
gentlemen. That's mine. Bye.
Okay, so as Boom, as y'all know, and Boom is fucking awesome. You heard what he said. Do what he said. If you don't, I will find you and I will fucking come cut you. Anywho, aside from that, yeah. So like we said at the beginning of the stream, we were supposed to have the quote unquote flat Earth debate with Mallory. But unfortunately, she did have some things going on in real life that she had to attend to, that she couldn't get ready for it. And Quiddy's also had some. We will next week, though, do it. And I think it'll be fun as shit, because it's going to be a fucking shit show. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Everyone look forward to it.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm going to be drunk, Punchy's going to be drunk, and Mallory's going to be stupid.
And
she'll probably be drunk.
moderator.
Fucking good. Oh, and then we'll have fucking.
So,
yeah,
so everything's
good.
everything's normal then. You two are drunk
Yeah.
and she's stupid. We look forward
Yeah.
to that. No change there.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Wait
just
a-
normal.
wait a
Mallory's dumb as fuck, and
When am
Punchy and
I-
I will be drunk.
When am I drunk? When have I ever been drunk before?
What is wrong?
So yeah. So next Saturday is gonna be a good fucking night, I think. And in all fairness, I like Mallory's. I like her tactics. She just says stuff, and it's quite adorable, and I love it. Now, I am going to do my best to not get too much into it, because if I did, I'd win like a motherfucker. But knowing me, I'll get off the rails like I usually do, and that's what'll happen. Hey, ugly German shoes. I said, when am I usually drunk? He's like, January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd, etc., etc.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what?
So yeah, we were discussing what the fuck's the word I'm looking for? Format for the debate. And I was like, we'll go with this format. I was like, but I'm only going to prepare a little bit because I know it's going to go off the rails really fucking quickly.
Yeah, like I said,
So regardless of format, it's just going to be a shit show, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And then Mallory's going to lose, and she'll have to come on camera and eat Reaper squeezins.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
Well,
because
if I
that was
may-
great too, because she was giving a shit for how we were being little quote unquote bitches when we had it. And so she ordered it, and I can't wait to watch her eat it. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to laugh
What
and
about
laugh
if-
and laugh.
What about if Vishanti and I both adjudicate, because we hate both of you, so that'll even it up.
Well, I'll be the
You know what?
moderator in it, so
I'm good with whoever wants to be there and whoever wants to either adjudicate or moderate or whatever you want to call it. I'm good, because I'm going to be there presenting facts. And that's all I give a shit about.
Cool.
However, if Flunchy happens to make an appearance, just fucking ban him from the chat. God, I hate that guy. He's lucky he's good looking. Otherwise, he'd have nothing going for him.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
that'll be it for tonight, folks. Quiddies, can you take us out?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I was doing something else. I was actually going to pull up the video that Mallory made of me when my eyes were watering
that was
when I ate
great.
the Reaper squeezins, and
was
of
fucking
course she
hilarious.
says I was crying, but
We can
I
do
guess
that
I
on-
was.
we can do
but
that next week.
yeah, she set that to that Sarah McLachlan "I'm going to ruin your
Yeah.
fucking day" song.
In the arms of an angel, yeah.
Yeah. And it's pretty hilarious, but we'll use that next week in the debate. But But anyways, thanks everyone for coming, and I'm sorry we couldn't do the debate this week, but we will do it next week. So you've got something to look forward to. As always, I'm Quitties the Sprinkler, and with me tonight, Vishanti has already left because she needed chicky nuggies. But Chrismer, final thoughts?
Conspiracy theories are kind of stupid.
Yeah. Even the ones that end up being proven real, I guess.
Yeah, like Agent Orange, for instance.
Are still pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, because this was a conspiracy theory and then it turned out to be true, that means all conspiracy theories are true. That's not how it works, dude.
Not how anything works.
Punchy, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Oh my, I have so many. So, first off, I can't believe how many stupid people are out there. And when I say stupid, I don't mean normal stupid, like, how, like, when we think of
it's
stupid,
advanced stupid.
Yeah, we think of stupid like, maybe you don't know calculus or something more advanced. But when I think of how many stupid there are, I can't believe how many there are, and that people agree with it. And also, I do agree that, the hotter someone is, they can get away with it. And I don't mind that, because that's just the way that life is.
Yeah. And I will say, as far as tonight, the one good thing that came from this was I got to see that girl from the first video naked.
Oh yeah, me too. Fucking god damn. Woo. Oh my.
So
I don't care if it's fucking stupid. She's fucking hot.
It wasn't a total waste of a stream.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking marry her, but god damn, just a fucking night. God.
Booma, since you're here, final thoughts?
Oh, nothing. I've already had it all, guys. Been fun. We enjoy it. Fuck, Punchy, I love it. You're a great straight man. You really give us some energy. No, it's all good. I've had a great night.
I feel
so
really,
also coming up next week, I believe, Punchy and I will be teaming up with Brainy Beaver on Stupidity is Not a Right.
Oh, nice.
And we will be Team Vanilla.
Which is, so what time was that for your time?
I think it's like 5 p.m. for me, so 4 p.m. for you on Sunday.
Yeah, so 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. So,
hang on, guys. No. It's 7:30 p.m. in Scotland, so it's probably lunchtime for you guys.
I said
Lunchtime.
Central. I don't give a fuck about Scotland.
Yeah,
Fucking
no one
assholes.
cares about Scotland.
You know what? You're
it's
all
coming-
from North Kilt Town. There's no Angus MacLeod, North
No.
Kilt Town. Fuck all y'all.
It can't be evening in Scotland and evening there, guys. It's got to be lunchtime for you guys, because Craig, it's in the Sunday evening, so it's Sunday lunchtime-ish for you lot.
I mean, every time I've done the show so far, I've joined at 4:30 p.m. my time.
Oh, okay. Sorry
And
then.
that
All right.
was
I don't know your
that
individual.
was 30 minutes before the show started. So
Oh, okay.
I figured the show
could have
starts
been
at 5 p.m.
Daylight savings could have kicked in because you guys have switched around with daylight. I don't know, but
because British people do have daylight savings as well. I know that BST does. It doesn't
but
come
they
in.
don't-
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, just check your time zone, dude, because I know they can't be at identical times. There's got to be a bit of a gap. So anyway,
No, yeah,
I
no,
turned up
it's-
an hour late.
It's all good. No, I was gonna say, because for pardon me, for FTFE, it would be BT C or whatever. Fucking dumb. It would be whatever it is. Now, all I know for a fact is that I am 6 hours behind British Standard Time, or BST. So
there you go.
BT. It's BS.
No, I think you're 5 hours now.
No, it's always
GMT.
6.
I know during the summer I'm 4 hours behind GMT, and during the winter I'm 5 hours behind.
Well, okay, maybe.
So if it's 5 o'clock for me, then it'll be 9 o'clock or what is that, 2100 GMT?
Well, no, but the reason
Can I jump in? Sorry, guys. GMT never changes. It's worldwide. UTC, although it's the same thing, does change.
GMT is the standard meridian time. But BST is British Standard Time, and BST does change.
Correct.
I know for a fact that BST does have times.
That's why I'm converting to GMT, because everyone can do their own calculations from GMT.
Cool.
No, but
So if it's 5 p.m. for me, then that would be 9 p.m. GMT,
and by the way,
or 2100 GMT.
If we want to jump on that bandwagon, then realistically, you should praise UTE or UTC or UCT, because that's the universal time, and that's what doesn't change ever. Now, that's the reason I like BST, is because BST, it does have daylight saving times and a lot. So I know that usually, aside from a couple of weeks of the year, I am 6 hours behind them. Aside from like the couple of the week.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's do it. Why are we talking about this?
Yeah.
Let's
get out of here.
Just tell me to shut up.
Whatever the fuck time that show comes on
stupid
next
asshole.
week.
But stupidity is not a right.
I'm pretty sure that Punchy and I will be on Team Vanilla, so come watch us.
And expect this kind of banter when we're there.
The night before, Punchy and I will be debating a really, really stupid person on this channel.
Oh, I like Mallory. She's really sweet. I don't know if stupid. I like her.
I like Mallory too. I just give her a really hard time because she's dumb as a fucking brick.
Anyway.
Tickets, Charisma. Pull rank, Charisma. Get rid of us now while you can. It'll go.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Yay.